This is an incident that is very rare where a man files for divorce because statistics show that women file for divorce around 70 to 80% of the time. But this time we have a different scenario. Music entertainer Jelly Roll has just filed for divorce from his wife, or shall I say now ex-wife, Bunnie Xo, I believe her name is. And the theory and most important fact that I want to make here is that this shows you cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. I already knew the reason why they got divorced. Now, a lot of people are saying, wow, I can't believe this. When Jelly Roll was fat, she stood by his side. When he was homeless, well, I don't think he was homeless when they met, but he was homeless. He went to prison, did some time, things of that nature. Then he got a record deal, and then saw some success. And this is another thing that also goes to my point where we made a video on Akash about him meeting his wife as a groupie. This is the same scenario with Jelly Roll. He said that he met his wife, because I went and I read some of these articles and did some research on him. He met his wife at one of his concerts, or then she was just a woman groupie at one of his concerts. Obviously, he was infatuated with her. She is a pretty woman. But then come to find out that she was an escort in Las Vegas. Okay? She was an escort. And he was a fat rock star. But what happened? He lost weight and then he left her. This is what some people are going to be upset about. Oh, she helped you and she stood by you and you lost weight and then you decided to leave her. No, he left her because she was a porn star and because she was an escort. You see, this goes back to show you that a man cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. A fat man like this probably didn't think that he could find a beautiful woman like this at the time. That's why he probably married her in the first place. You know what the real reason was? Was because he just couldn't deal with the fact that she used to be an escort. It actually said it in this article. You know what's so interesting is that before I read this article, I already said to myself, well, if your wife used to be an escort, how does that make you look as a man? And you know what's so surprising, or actually not that surprising, but you know what's so interesting is that according to this article right here, it says that he actually divorced her due to his religious beliefs, him leaning more into Christianity and becoming more of a Christian rapper, probably gospel rapper or something. We can all make these excuses and say this and say that, but let's just be honest, people. The real reason is because she was a whore. It's very hard to marry a whore. Now, no disrespect to her. I'm sure she's a very nice and beautiful woman, especially the fact that she supported him before he really became famous and while the man weighed about 500 pounds. Okay? And that's no exaggeration, by the way. What I will say, though, is that I even went into her backstory, how she ran away from home when she was 14 years old and she had to become an escort in Vegas to be able to provide for herself financially. Most women who go through a situation like that are probably going to be emotionally damaged. So we also don't really know what happened behind closed doors. But look at this right here. Here is a post she did. They said a day or so or hours before the divorce was mentioned, where she posted herself in pink lingerie. So she knew the divorce was coming, and here she is already throwing thirst traps on social media.
Filing news, Bunnie posted a photo in lingerie.
So here she is already, within hours of the divorce, posting thirst traps on social media. This is not the type of woman you want to wife up, gentlemen. So now she's here on social media posting subliminal messages. But this one right here is interesting, where she says women's intuition when that she don't add up. Now, what I think she's referring to right here is that the news has come out that Jelly Roll had a baby with another woman while they were married. Now, some people are saying that this was an ex-girlfriend from a previous relationship. Who knows? All we know is that while they were married, she gave birth. Another woman gave birth while he was married to Bunnie. So they said that that was already the incident that made them want to have a divorce in the first place. So I'm sure that that is another factor that has to play into this. It's just all kinds of mischievous things going on here. Baby infidelity, your wife being an escort and a porn star, and you being a drug dealer and being in prison. There's all kinds of a weird scenario in this situation, in this marriage, where you really have to ask yourself, was it going to last in the first place? It would have been very difficult. Let's be honest. This woman was an escort. Okay? The only reason why she was probably with him was because he had money and fame. There's no other reason why this woman would be with this man. Let's just be honest. So then she helps him to lose weight. That's what people are saying. People are like, oh, well, once he loses weight, then he divorces her? Yes. Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Are you not entertained? This is the way relationships work. But on top of that, he was not going to stay with a woman who was an escort as a wife. Now, I'm sure that it's okay to have fun with these women, but he knew deep down that this was not wifey material. And other people were also saying that they noticed certain signs or subliminal messages when Jelly Roll has stopped wearing his wedding ring at certain performances. It's actually kind of interesting how he took his wife to the Grammys, or now his ex-wife. He took her to the Grammys and showed her off like, this is my wife, this is my wife. Everybody's like, wow, man, family man, that's good, that's good. And then what? A month or so or two after the Grammys, he files for divorce. Again, this is something that is a unique situation because women file for divorce 70 to 80% of the time. But I think in this scenario, a man will file for divorce when he thinks and knows he can do better. Let this be a lesson. You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife.